Welcome guys to another video. Let's jump straight in to this video. Now there's a guy here looking to filter past us. He checks, goes into the right hand lane, but the problem is that right hand lane he's going into is for turning right only. Why didn't he wait until he got to this point instead of being in that lane? Being that lane on the right hand side, it's going in the same direction. He's intending to go straight on, and as we just maneuver around this poorly placed car, which is in a bike lane as well, not very good. You can see how that occurs as we look on the front part of the video. So you look down, there is the car in the front, and on the right here comes the motorbike. He knows there's a right only lane, and he's got to negotiate the silver car and that car. Why not have moved over to that side? I don't get it. Look at that brake lighting. The car moves over. Yeah, the guy was paying attention on the bike, but that was a close shave for him. He could have done a lot better there. Now this clip is an interesting one. Please bear with me with this. It takes a little bit of explaining. Bus on the left hand side is pulled up. We can see a pedestrian on the left there. I don't know if they're getting on or off the bus, etc. But there's nothing highlighting that bus. There's no indications, no hazards, no nothing. We thought initially that that was dropping off or picking up passengers. We could see it was further blocked off down the road, so we think, right, okay, peep and creep. There's nothing going on there with no indication what he's doing. So we're going to pinch out here to get around the bus, and as we do so, we're looking out. He now actually can see us, and this is what I thought was quite poor. As he did so, look, he starts to move his bus to stop us passing. We could have gone into that gap. We're sure now that we've made a bit of a mistake with that bus coming towards us. There's still a point of getting in the gap. That bus could have stopped for us to let us in there, but no, they actually want to punish us a wee bit for stepping out. I think there goes the gap. They're acknowledging the driver on the left. Now they've closed that space off. Bus driver goes. We could still get behind that bus at this point, but this driver here is saying, "Oh, what do you want me to do?" as he gestures, and actually makes my learner reverse back, and rather than pulling behind the bus on the left. And my learner at this point was very, very agitated, trying to work that reverse gear. You'll see shortly what's going on behind as well, but they made us push back as the bus kept pushing forward. And just as we lined up, the bus driver then thought, there you go, that's enough punishment, I'm going to let you go now on the left. And I'm very, very disappointed with both of those bus drivers in the way they treated the learner on this occasion. We're going to have a little look just at the back briefly so you can see what my learner was dealing with at that particular time. So as we look back on the reversing bit, the car was holding it. Very nice of them to hold back, give us that space as we're trying to edge into it as best as my learner could, with a little bit of help from myself. And then as we did so, we're trying to line it up, we're just getting it nice and straight so we can then pull off on the left hand side. I thought it was quite atrocious behaviour by both these so-called professional drivers. That could have been handled so differently. Very simple on this. Van on the right hand side coming up, there he is. It's just getting around the roundabout, doesn't give us space, cuts us off a lot. That happens quite a lot actually. People take more of a straight line. If you look at it from the front view, I point out sort of almost like the seam on the road. It's a bit of a guidance for the qualified driver. And as we're going around, there is that seam that we see, which is rather helpful when we go around a roundabout. He actually ignores it completely. 3/4 of the way on our side of the road, not particularly brilliant. Not very helpful at all. As we move into the next clip, it's about buses again. I want you to refer back to the incident of the bus earlier on that you saw in this video. This is a different pupil, different day, different time. The bus is coming up on the left hand side, and as we approach it will be indicating right, and this is what my pupil does. Slows down, there's the indication, there's no one really close behind us, and we let the bus out, and this is what we do all the time. They're only doing their job and we let them out. It's just a shame there's always a bad apple in there somewhere, isn't there? And he gives us a nice thank you as well. Simple one this. Silver car on the right hand side looking to pull out, ignores us. We've got our invisibility cloak on. Just we're looking to turn right, they just pinch out, push, 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 thank you very much, and then away they go as if we don't even exist. They had no right to pull out there until in front of us. We had the right way to turn off. This is standard again, couple of cars behind us, we're coming up to where the road splits into two, but they must be in front of us, of course. No one, and the silver car as well, pull out, away we go. No one wants to be behind the learner, we're not holding them up, we're not going slow. Here's a front view, and they pull into our lane. There goes the first one, and here comes the second one. And the funny thing is they're not even going in our direction, they're turning left and we're going straight on. What did they gain there? And basically they gain nothing at all. But this is common practice, and the learner has to be very much aware of this practice that goes on the road, because it has possibilities of going wrong. This is an interesting clip. We're looking at the car coming up the road on the right there. We're going over as a crossing, pedestrian crossing. It's this vehicle, a couple of people waiting. My thing is did he go through a red light? Can't see it from there. We see the red man just change screen just then. Mind you, what's he doing? Why didn't he use the crossing? Why cross there? He didn't go across any quicker. Same time as them. Interesting. Let's have a little look at the front view with this. As we come up, there's the green light. Watch the light on the left hand side. It will go amber just as we're going through. There it is as we're passing. And then the key thing, it will then go on to immediately red. Did the car behind this one here go through a red light? Interesting. Open debate. Happens quite a bit. Did he or didn't he? Now on this clip here, if you notice behind, there is a zebra crossing. It's there because it's school. Everybody's going to school. And that's where they should be crossing. Yeah, you know what's coming. So as we pinch forward here and we're going through, watch the van on the left. He's trying to get through. You know he can't get through, so why is he even pinching? Doesn't need to. You know, it's just not awareness. He goes back to the left because then the bus moves on again. What we're going to do is have a look at the front, and it's the car that was directly behind the bus, this blue one on the right. As we're starting to move forward, oh, should we pinch out? Yeah, it's a learner. Yeah, why not? They'll stop for us, no problem at all. Away we go. And that's just common practice. Nice on the van there to hold back. I think the bus was then indicating right. This clip here on the road, it says keep clear. It's keep clear for a reason. So what is the car in front on it? And while we're talking about that, remember what we said about the zebra crossing? There's the kids going through. There could have been bikes filtering, motorbike, push bikes, cycles. Not interested. Straight across there between the cars. It's a very risky procedure. Shouldn't be doing it. Now this car in front, as we move off, you will actually see, woo, keep clear. There it is. But people tend to ignore them these days, I'm afraid. Now what do we have here then? Our bobbies, illustrious bobbies in blue, following us, going around a roundabout in the correct lane at this point. We are in the correct lane. What do? They're going over to the right hand side. Now that would say they're going right around the roundabout at this point, because that would be the correct place to be. Where are they going? No, not at all. They are going left, and like everybody else, ignores the learner, push through, not a problem at all. So even they do. It's a shame, that really. Great shame indeed. Not setting a very good example there. Okay, going through Sutton Town Centre here. What we're looking at initially is this car on the left on a red line. Parked, certainly shouldn't be. But there he is. He's doing as he pleases while he's attending to whatever he's attending to. As we get further down the road here, I've let it run because we're coming up to a pedestrian crossing. And this is where people take chances. They do it all the time. I'm looking specifically at this lady here on the left. As you go through, you will see the lights change amber. There they go. So what we do, we look behind her as we come up to it. Her red light for her to cross should be the green man. But if we go around, you'll see our lights that have changed at that point. It's still red. And what does she do there? She thinks that's okay. It doesn't matter. The cars are stopped. I'm going to go anyway. Doesn't look. As we move on, I want you to pay your attention to a vehicle coming out of a side turning on the right. Again, it's like that similar clip earlier on. just push out. Oh, it's a learner coming. They are going to give way. It's just behind the bus. There he is. So as we come up, you would think at that point they're not going to push out, but they do. They go entering a yellow box. They can't keep clear of the keep clear because that vehicle stops temporarily, but nevertheless they're going anyway, and they push right through. No right of way, but again, this is what happens to the learner car all the time. Now this is pretty disgraceful. We're looking at this skip lorry come behind us. It's in the right hand lane. We're going to flip to the forward camera just as he's coming up so you can actually see it on approach to see what we're talking about. Pedestrian crossing coming up. Watch for the change as it goes to the red light. Here we go. Amber, red. Look at the distance we're away. We slow down. What does the lorry do? The skip lorry? None of it. How much time do you have to stop? Straight through. And the damage those lorries can do is immense. This one is an awareness again, coming up to a zebra crossing. Someone's crossing, so we're slowing down. It is a one lane. It's a wide one lane, but it's a one lane, and people take advantage of that. We're looking at that van up there, so we want to stay this side so we can clear that van. But someone here, this vehicle here, coming up beside us, goes right over to the left. They have no intention of treating it as a one lane, undertaking us. And as you end up looking to the front, they pass us as we're going over the zebra crossing. The van moves ahead and moves off, so it was okay at the end of the day, but again, undertaking for no reason, just but to pass a learner. Interesting one, this clip here. Car there in front of us pulling out to the right hand lane. That right hand lane is for right only. That's why there's a big queue in the left. They're all going straight on. You can see it there in the road, right only, and he's in front, so you assume he's going right, but the giveaway is I don't see no indication. Now we actually look behind us. Look at that lot. Everybody's in the correct lane, everybody's doing the right thing, but you're always going to get one. So when we look forward again, the lights are going to change, and where does he go? But of course he does. Pulls away ahead of the van and goes straight on. Again, something that can be quite dangerous. Now then, Dullard, I think to me, it's absolutely clear cut for me. This bus driver, very, very poor show indeed. Very poor show. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you again on the next video. Thank you and take care. Bye bye.